they're passing laws that have the binding force of law.
Yep.
And without your
no
representation,
consent in it.
without our consent, exactly. And people say, well, Congress gave them the power. Congress didn't have the authority to give them that power. We gave Congress the power through the Constitution to make laws for us, not to give somebody else that power.
Right.
So
I think that's a very important distinction. And then I think also like another aspect of this whole like no taxation without representation is like the sort of like hippie, like anarchist view is like, all taxation is theft, that kind of thing. And it's like, that's not what the founding fathers,
they wouldn't have
that's
said
not what
those
the
things,
Constitution, that's not what the Declaration is saying.
Right.
It's saying like, no, taxes have a purpose within a society. They are useful to help, provide for the needs of
common defense,
the common welfare of the people.
Right.
But if you have no apparatus with which to consent to those taxes and how they're being used, then that's tyranny, as John Otis said.
If you don't have the ability to give or withhold your James Otis, if you don't have the ability to give or withhold your consent in the function of them taking your property, it is theft. Right. Jesus even said, render Caesar the things that are Caesar's, but to God the things that are God's. The problem is when do we cross the line and start giving to Caesar the things that belong to God? But in this context, and even the whole reason we brought up no taxation without representation is because I think that is a phrase that looms large in the minds of people when they start thinking about the early history that led to the Declaration of Independence. Oh, it was all about taxes, but it wasn't.